You've highlighted the evolution of security assistance to Ukraine from the US, UK, and various allies and partners, and said that you're doing things that were not previously thought possible. I'm curious about what changed, what was the motivating factor that actually spurred that beyond just adapting to the changes in the battlefield environment, and also what obstacles remain, both individually and collectively, to get Ukraine to the point of that swift and decisive victory for which the Foreign Secretary has been advocating. And then finally on NATO accession for Sweden and Finland, which you both said would be additive for the alliance. What role are your countries playing in trying to expedite that process? Thank you.
I don't think anything has changed. As I said, from day one and before day one, we have sought to make sure to the best of our ability and to the best of the ability of many other friends and partners who were determined to support Ukraine, that we were getting to the Ukrainians what they needed, when they needed it, to deal with the situation they were facing on the ground. And as we discussed just a few minutes ago, what they've been facing has evolved. That's what's changed. And so we tried to make sure that we're as responsive as quickly as possible to the evolutions on the battlefield, not only where it is geographically, but the kinds of things that the Russians are doing, as well as the kinds of things that the Ukrainians need to do to regain the territory that's been taken from them by force. So I think that's been the evolution. And again, what you've seen in recent weeks, not only from the United States and the United Kingdom, but from many other countries, is a continued commitment to make sure that the Ukrainians do have what they need. And you've seen countries in Europe provide everything from fighting vehicles to light tanks, air defenses, ammunition, artillery. All of that continues to come forward to the Ukrainians. We're now in winter. There continues to be ferocious fighting, particularly along the Eastern Front. I anticipate that that will unfortunately go on for some time, but we are determined together, as well as with many others, to make sure, as I said, that the Ukrainians have what they need to regain what they've lost, and to deal with the Russian aggression. So that hasn't changed. With regard to Finland and Sweden and NATO, there's been an ongoing process involving Turkey, Finland, and Sweden, and I think that process has been very productive in addressing some of the concerns that Turkey has raised about its own security, and both Finland and Sweden have taken significant steps to address those concerns, and we anticipate that this process will move forward in the weeks and months ahead. There's a strong consensus among NATO countries for bringing Finland and Sweden into the alliance. You've seen that in the extraordinary rapid signing of the protocols, the ratification now by 28 of 30 NATO members of Finland and Sweden's accession, and we look to the process that's ongoing between Turkey, Finland, and Sweden to move this forward and move it forward expeditiously.